Today in this video, we will discuss about cystic fibrosis with bronchiectasis. If a child patient came with pneumonia and if the patient had bilateral extensive bronchiectasis on chest X-ray or CT chest involving both lungs with generalized clubbing on general examination, then we should suspect this may be a case of cystic fibrosis. We can say that pneumonia complicating measles or whooping cough in childhood, it may be due to cystic fibrosis. Actually, cystic fibrosis is an autosomal recessive disorder characterized by abnormal transport of chloride and sodium ions across the respiratory epithelium, causing thick and viscous secretions and leading to bronchopulmonary infection and pancreatic insufficiency. And the incidence is 1 in 2,500 live births, and carrier rate is 1 in 25. And what is the pathogenesis? Due to mutation in the gene in long arm of chromosome 7, which encodes the chloride channel, such as cystic fibrosis conductance regulator gene, which regulates salt and water movement across the epithelium of nose, lungs, salivary glands, pancreas, intestine, and bile ducts. And thus, due to this pathogenesis, respiratory infections, abdominal infections, pancreatitis, etc. occurs. And so, patient may come with the clinical features in case of neonate, failure to thrive, meconium ileus, and rectal prolapse. In case of children and young adult, respiratory symptoms and abdominal symptoms. In case of respiratory symptoms, recurrent infection by Staph aureus, Pseudomonas aeruginosa are the commonest, and features of bronchiectasis such as cough with profuse expectoration, respiratory wheeze, hemoptysis, and patient may come with pneumothorax, lung collapse, respiratory failure, cor pulmonale, asthma, and otitis media, sometimes sinusitis and nasal polyps. In abdominal symptoms such as may come with pancreatic insufficiency causing steatoria or malabsorption, cholesterol gallstone নিয়ে প্রেজেন্ট করতে পারে, সেকেন্ডারি biliary cirrhosis and portal hypertension, and distal intestinal obstruction syndrome such as meconium ileus equivalent syndrome, and increased incidence of peptic ulceration and GI malignancy. And other symptom, cystic fibrosis related diabetes in 25% of case, and male infertility due to failure of development of vas deferens and epididymis. About 20% of female with cystic fibrosis are infertile, and delayed puberty and skeletal maturity. A patient may present with arthritis, osteoporosis, cutaneous vasculitis, clubbing with hypertrophic osteoarthropathy, stress incontinence due to repeated forced cough, and low body mass index. And cystic fibrosis patient may come with distal intestinal obstruction syndrome, which previously known as meconium ileus equivalent syndrome. Actually, it is a form of small intestinal obstruction in a patient with cystic fibrosis due to combination of steatoria and viscid intestinal secretions, and it causes recurrent abdominal pain and fecal infection in ascending colon or ileocecal junction. So, abdomen is distended and flatulence occurs, constipation occurs, and present at any time after the neonatal period, but more common in the second and third decades of life. So, second and third decades of life, patient may present with distal intestinal obstruction syndrome in case of cystic fibrosis. So, how to diagnose cystic fibrosis? In newborn patient, we have to screen by measuring immunoreactive trypsinogen by heel prick test. If the concentration of immunoreactive trypsinogen is raised, then we should suspect cystic fibrosis. And if family history of cystic fibrosis positive, so মোটামুটি কনফার্ম. সো এর টেস্ট হচ্ছে পাইলোকার্পাইন iontophoresis test. Here high sweat chloride concentration. If the chloride concentration in sweat more than 60 millimole per liter, actually normal range is less than 30 millimole per liter, and we can do blood DNA analysis as it is a gene defect or genetic defect, and we can do a chest X-ray and we find that honeycomb appearance, reticulonodular shadow in case of bronchiectasis, and absent vas deferens and epididymis in case of abdominal ultrasound along with testes, and blood immunoreactive trypsinogen level is increased and it is for screening purpose. So what investigation যদি একটা সামারি করি, দেন সিবিসি ব্লাড সুগার যেহেতু ডিএম ডেভেলপ করতে পারে, দেন হচ্ছে লিভার ফাংশন টেস্ট, এসজিপিটি, এসডিউটি, সিরাম ক্রিয়েটিনিন, ইলেকট্রোলাইট, থ্রোট সোয়াব করতে পারি, স্পুটাম কালচার করতে পারি ইনফেকশন স্ক্রিনিং করার জন্য, চেস্ট এক্সরে করবো হাইপার ইনফ্লেশন ব্রঙ্কিটিসিসের সাইনগুলো দেখার জন্য। দেন ইউএসজি অফ ফুল অ্যাবডোমেন ডিউ টু diagnose fatty liver and cirrhosis of liver or chronic pancreatitis, and we can do spirometry to see the obstructive defect in cystic fibrosis, and fecal fat analysis due to malabsorption, some kind of malabsorption in this case. And specific test is sweat test, and it is confirmatory. If high sweat chloride concentration is more than 60 millimole per liter, so it is more suggestive of cystic fibrosis. So how to treat a patient with cystic fibrosis? We have first we should do some general measures such as nutritional support, fat soluble vitamin supplement, as fat soluble vitamin goes through intestine and malabsorption occurs, fat malabsorption occurs and steatorrhea নিয়ে প্রেজেন্ট করে। সো ফ্যাট সলিউবল ভিটামিন সাপ্লিমেন্ট দিতে হবে, স্ট্রিক্ট গ্লুকোজ কন্ট্রোল ফর ডায়াবেটিক পেশেন্ট, and smoking must be stopped, and vaccination for Haemophilus influenza and pneumococcal vaccine. For respiratory problems, we should give regular physiotherapy, postural drainage, active cycle technique, forced expiratory technique. Symptomatic relief should be given by mucolytic drugs, inhaled bronchodilators such as albuterol or inhaled corticosteroid, and recombinant human DNase is advised for routine treatment for early childhood regardless of disease status. And we can give some hypertonic saline inhaled mannitol, which may give some relief, antibiotic for any kind of infection, and prophylactic oral ciprofloxacin or nebulized cholestyramine, colomycin, aztreonam, levofloxacin or tobramycin. Azithromycin 5 mg daily 3 times a week has immunomodulatory properties. So for case of immunomodulation, we should give azithromycin 5 mg orally 3 times a week. Okay. And for prophylactic, oral ciprofloxacin or nebulized cholestyramine, colomycin, aztreonam, levofloxacin or tobramycin can be given. Oxygen therapy if needed, and pulmonary rehabilitation therapy. Ivacaftor is an oral drug. It is a potentiator of cystic fibrosis transmembrane regulator channel. For advanced lung disease, we should give oxygen diuretics for cor pulmonary non-invasive ventilation and lung or heart lung transplantation in case of fibrosis occurs. For abdominal problems, pancreatic enzyme and vitamin supplementation for chronic pancreatitis. If acute abdomen due to intestinal obstruction, then nothing by mouth, IV fluid, nasogastric suction should be given. Acetylcysteine given IV or through the NG tube in resolving bowel obstruction, and ursodeoxycholic acid for impaired liver function, and liver transplantation may be needed in case of cirrhosis of liver in bronchiectasis or cystic fibrosis. Bronchiectasis related cystic fibrosis. Others are treatment for osteoporosis, arthritis, sinusitis, vasculitis or infertility according to per schedule. And gene therapy is a possibility in future, and genetic counseling is a must. Remember the following points: that cystic fibrosis should be suspected in any young patient. Chronic respiratory and chronic gastrointestinal problems such as pneumonia, bronchiectasis in chest X-ray, and gastrointestinal problems, malabsorption, and diabetes mellitus and cystic fibrosis due to actually pancreatic insufficiency. Pseudomonas aeruginosa is used as Pseudomonas aeruginosa causing infection, and fecal elastase is used as a screening test for exocrine pancreatic dysfunction. So to diagnose exocrine pancreatic dysfunction as a screening test, we should do a fecal elastase test. And then Pseudomonas aeruginosa is the commonest organism causing recurrent respiratory infections, so it should be treated accordingly. Prognosis is median survival is 36 years in cystic fibrosis patient. Patient should be seen every 3 months and should follow up every 3 months and have an annual review. Lung function such as forced expiratory volume in first second or BMI should be recorded at every appointment as they have some prognostic importance. So this is all about cystic fibrosis. So as this is a genetic disorder, autosomal recessive, so if it is diagnosed early, then we can manage it properly as soon as possible. Thank you all.